Hello everyone and welcome to another video here in Raceroom. They've just released the drivers pack, so I thought I'd give it a go. I'm going to make just a little short video for each car, kind of my first impressions, and have a little bit of a race in them and see what they're all about. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. So the first car we're going to check out in this video is the Crossle 90F. And this is actually a real life race car. I think it's based on like a classic Formula Ford. It has about 110 horsepower from a 4-cylinder 2-litre engine, and yeah, we brought it to Silverstone. This is the kind of old GP layout, not the old GP layout, but the previous one to what they have now. And yeah, I thought it'd be just a good test to see what this thing handles like. And as you can expect, it's a very much a classic race car, so no downforce at all. Very old skinny tyres that don't have a whole load of grip, but we don't have a whole load of power either, so it's going to be interesting. And these things are always quite fun to drive as we come down the hanger straight. No idea what speed we're doing because my speedometer's in kilometres an hour. I forgot to change it, but we come into this isn't Cops, this is Stowe. I always get those two corners mixed up. And then we come into what is the older part of the track as we go to the left, and you kind of got to get the line exactly right here and carry as much speed through as you're kind of rolling it through that section and trying to keep the speed up. As we come into Abbey, then this is what is the T1 on the modern day layout. And we go out just a little bit wide there as I'm trying to get used to the feel of this car. No downforce obviously, so you kind of have to do a lot of weight transfer and make sure the weight of the car's in the right place. That's something this car really teaches you actually, which is quite interesting. You really need to know where the weight is and which tyres are loaded up and that kind of thing. And you'll see here we just go off wide. Coming onto the Wellington straight,
track limits,
just because we've got no front downforce, and it's kind of a really difficult thing to get your head around if you're used to more Bonham cars. As we come into Brooklands, then you've got to do all your braking and gear shifting in as much of a straight line as you can, otherwise the rear's just going to go around under the brakes. And again with that weight shifting all to the front under heavy braking, and as you're shifting it makes the rear very light and takes all the grip away. But there's a lap of the old Silverstone circuit. Let's get some AI cars and yeah, let's do a couple of laps with them and see what we can do. Alright then, here we are on the grid with about I think 21 other AI cars for a 3-lap race at the old Silverstone GP circuit. It does take this thing quite a while to get round, but it's a pretty decent start for us despite no clutch because I don't have one. But anyway, we come in then to Cops, which is the first corner on this layout, and we're going to sneak it up the inside, plant the power down, and that's something you've really got to get used to in this car. I think it were who were on Top Gear who said once you got to make sure when you put the power down you know that you don't have to come off it again. It was Jackie Stewart who said that, and that's very much the case in this car. Once you put your foot down, you've got to keep your foot down, otherwise you'll just lose so much time to the guys behind. So picking the right time to get on the power is absolutely essential. As we took into the slipstream then of this orange car in front down the hanger straight, coming into Stowe this is. We're going to look for a bit of a dive round the outside,
right side,
and then we're going to bring it in tight, and I think we did actually make a move on the orange car there, and we've got a bit of a run then on this white car, the number 33 is it, as we're just going to back out there, as I didn't really want to go side by side into Vale and Club, but we're going to get a bit of a run, and we have to go out wide into the gravel, trying to avoid the car in front, who was a little bit slow there. As once again we come into, I say once again, for the first time we go into Abbey, and once again we've got a bit of a run on this number 33 car in front of us. in the braking zone as much as straight line as we can. We go down the gears, right down into first, because you really need to use those revs, a bit of contact with the white car. Once again he swings, proper swings his car in there, and we make a bit more contact. He nearly goes off there, but you know, that serves him right. We've just been far too aggressive. But anyway, here we come then onto the Wellington Straight. The cars in front of us side by side. We're going to be looking to make a couple of moves on these guys if we can. Coming into Brooklands, we're quite late on the brakes there once again, doing all this braking in a straight line. Up the inside, this is going to be the outside for Luffield then. This isn't really where you want to be, as the car there just manages to pull back ahead of us. A nice short shift, and there's going to be no power down there. There's no power at all in this car from about, I'd say about 5,500 RPM. Anything underneath that, there's just nothing. And you'll very much see that in the gearing of this car. Kind of second, third and fourth gear are all geared very short, and then you've got this very long first gear, which is quite interesting. But we're on lap 2 then, and we're going to look to make a move on this green car, the number 25, into Maggots and Beckett's. We got quite wide trying to avoid him there, as he just didn't quite carry the same amount of speed as we did. As we come into Chapel then, getting a wheel up on the curb. I don't think the car would like that very much in real life, with that old suspension. It'd very much be quite harsh on the car, as you see the rear end of the car in front was drifting about a little bit there. These skinny old tyres don't really have much grip. As we're going to look for a move up the inside of Stowe this time, and we have to be very careful when we get the power down, because as soon as you put the power down, the car's going to go out wide. So you've kind of got to know the trajectory of the car. As once again we come to this old section, carrying the speed through. We go around Vale then this is, and we kind of get squeezed in a bit tight by the car on the outside, which was a good move by him, because that means we can't get the power down. Like I say, as soon as you put the power down, the car goes out wide. So if I went on the power there, I'd just gone into him. For a big lift then as we go around Abbott, and we actually get back alongside this, I think that's the number 7 car, and a massive dive into Farm, I think that corner's called. And we actually make up a couple of positions there, and we go around the outside of this tight left-hander, and yeah, we managed to get a few moves there around Village onto the Wellington Straight, and I think we've got a bit of a run on the guy in front. My gear shifts aren't the best with that auto clutch. But we'll see what we can do then on the outside of Brooklands this time.
Left side.
Right down into first gear to use all the revs of the engine. And we go around the outside. We're going to make it on the inside. This is then a really kind of tight corner, is the Luffield corner. And we make a little bit of contact there. That kind of spits the car out, and there we lose that position once again. As we carry on then onto one more lap. Another car manages to get us there. So we're going to come on to the last lap this is then, as we come into Cops. And once again, once you slam on that power, you've got to make sure you're not going to come off it again, as we took into the slipstream, into Maggots and Beckett's. And we actually get a move done there, as we switch it to the inside. And we're going to come around the outside here of Chapel and keep it on the inside and see if we can get a run on down into the Hangar Straight. And we're going to tuck in once again to this car in front of us in the slipstream. And you can see there, as I shift up into fourth, the car in front just takes off. So yeah, the shifting definitely not great here. As we go around the outside of Stowe. But we can't quite keep the momentum going around there. But we have a car slow in front of us here. We're going to look maybe to make a move up the inside of the Vale, that is. And then we come onto the long right-hander of Club on this layout. We can just sneak it up the inside of a couple of cars there. As one car goes round, and we make up a load of positions there on the AI. We're up into, I think, P3 now. And yeah, that's pretty crazy. And so we now have a potential to fight for the win, maybe. As we're going into farm once again, we look to make a move on this car, and we just managed to tuck in ahead. We go a little bit wide on the exit, but this car's just going to leave the door wide open for us, and we're going to see if we can get on the power then, as we go around, I think village this is, and we make a bit of contact. I think we pumped the other guy off, but that were a bit stupid of him to keep his nose in there, as he knew we were going to go out wide. But yeah, we're in the lead now, as we come into a little bit twitchy there on the rear, as we go into Brooklands then, and we bring it nice and wide, bring it in a bit tight for Luffield, trying to keep that kind of minimum speed up as we plant the power then, try and get the best exit we can. And I thought this was the last lap, it said it was the last lap, but apparently not. We're gonna go for another one. But yeah, we're in the lead then, and yeah, I might as well kind of give you a bit of a commentated lap around this old Silverstone circuit. So we go around Copse then, nothing new there, or nothing old there I guess, as we charge down then up into third gear, into Maggots and Beckett's, and we kind of bring the car out. You can see it, the weight really pulls the car out wide there. We go into second and bring it in nice and tight for Chapel, get it on the power as early as you feel you can, and get the car in a nice straight line, coming down the hanger straight, as we go up into third gear then. No idea how fast we're going, 170 kilometers an hour, whatever the hell that means, as we charge down into Stowe then, and you can actually go quite deep into Stowe and then kind of bring it in a little bit and take a nice late apex, as it really tightens up on the exit, does that corner, using a lot of the runoff curve. But I don't think the car in real life would like that, as we send it now into what is the old Vale, and we try and get the line just about right as you point the car towards that apex, and slam on the power then onto the new start-finish straight, as we go into Abbey then. A massive lift as you go in, get some of the weight over those front tyres, and you can see as soon as you put the power down, the front end just kind of gets pushed out. As we come into farm then, on the brakes, right the way down into first gear, clip the apex nicely. I turn in a bit too quick there, you don't want to hit that sausage, that would absolutely destroy the car. Into the tight left-hander on the power, let the car drift out towards the edge of the track then, as we go around village on to the Wellington straight, up into third gear, as we're doing 160 kilometers an hour, and we're looking for that brake marker board, going into Brooklands, braking once again as straight line as you can, crunching the gearbox a little bit as I'm a bit too aggressive on the downshift as I go down into first, as we come round Luffield then, keeping it nice and tight. It's probably better to take like a double apex line around that corner, but I didn't because I'm not very good. But there we go then, that's going to be a little race of Silverstone in this Crossle 90F. What a load of fun this car is, and yeah, that was very enjoyable. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure to hit like and leave subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you all in the next one.